Hey everyone, I am so excited to share with you that my 5th book is out, A Life of Magic, an Oracle for Spirit-Led Living. I'm like, this is the book I never intended to write. I didn't even realize that I had written it. And then the JOGs were like, so hey, yeah, you wrote a book. And I checked, it was 90,000 words. I couldn't even believe it. And so in this video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how this amazing book came to be. I'm going to give you a reading, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about some fun awesomeness that we have available to you if you also feel called to step into your life of magic. So, like I said, I never intended to write this book, but I have said these messages and this book literally saved my life. And I just had one of my beta readers send me an email yesterday, and she said, I just want you to know I use the book every single day, and literally it is saving my life. And that is exactly what these messages or these transmissions from the JOGs do for us. It really returns us back to our wholeness, back to who we really are. So a year ago, my whole world really completely shifted. I had asked in October of 2014 to be fully spirit-led because I had been on the track of, following this path of being on stages and, having a book deal and being engaged. And there was just all this energy around me and all of this momentum and all of these people. And I never really stopped to say, wait a second, is this really what I truly want? And not from a place of, is this what I want? But it's is this really my path? Is this really what I want? And so by October of 2014, after 10 months of this, I really had this knowing that something was not right. And so I asked, I want to be 100% spirit-led, show me the way. And literally from that moment on, everything started falling apart. I couldn't eat meat anymore. I was having all these health issues. I couldn't really drink much, couldn't eat sugar. All of these things started shifting. And by January 22nd of 2015, Spirit knocked me on my ass because they'd been giving me, guidance to end my engagement and to make some other shifts in my business. And I was scared. I was afraid. I wasn't ready to let go. And so, they did it for me, which is what happens. And I remember thinking on the 22nd of January, thinking this feels like I'm having a psychic surgery, but I didn't go to Brazil. I didn't request one. How is this possible? And it was only, now in hindsight and in looking back that it's been shared with me that yes, they did give me a psychic surgery, and the JOGs have been with me and working with me, my entire life, but really came on board in 2013 where they started working in my practice. And then when I made that request to be 100% spirit-led, and who even says that? Because it was my destiny, so I didn't even know. It just came out of my mouth. And at that point, they had permission to align me to my path more fully. And by February 28th of 2015, these transmissions started coming through. In fact, the very first transmission I ever received is in this book. And it was literally every day. For months and months, they were bringing through these transmissions, and they literally restored me to my wholeness. Everything went quiet for me. I had to shift my entire life, how I ate, how I drank, who I associated with, what I did for social activity, the amount of meditation in my life, romance, every aspect of my life had to shift. How I did my business, how I showed up in the world, all of it changed. And I was really in this state of knowing what was happening, but not knowing. And my body talk practitioner, who is one of my mentors, she would say to me, Heather, your spiritual body has just quantum leaped, and your physical and emotional body is needing help catching up with what's happening. So you've just got to take it easy. And I spent the first part of 2015 in more of a hermit-like state of just meditating every day, all day, getting these downloads. Spirit was working on me. They're bringing through these transmissions. I wasn't understanding what was happening, but at the same time, I was crying tears of appreciation every day, which I had never done. And the things that had been important to me no longer were important to me. And what really mattered to me was peace and connection with Spirit and really being who I really am. So these transmissions, they saved my life. They reminded me of who I really am. And I would literally be bringing them through, and tears would just be pouring down my face because I couldn't believe the level of love and just purity of the energy that was coming through. And then over the past year, as I've shared these transmissions and various programs I've offered, Elevate Your Wealth, Spirit-Led Wealth, Eternal Love, it's incredible what is happening as more and more of us are being restored to our wholeness. And as my beta reader said, this book is saving my life. These transmissions will save your life. They will restore you to who you really are. And so I had no idea what this was, right? I didn't know that I had written it. The guidance was, you wrote a book. I was like, sorry, when did I do that? How did that happen? They directed me to, you've got 90,000 words of transmissions. You're to make it into a book, and you're to make it into an oracle. So that's what this is. This is an oracle on how to live spirit-led. And I want to illustrate to you how to work with this book so that you also can use it. I mean, this is a tool. I'm using it since I got my proof copy. I've been using this every day, and it is blowing me away. Like, I'm using it, I'm getting the message, I'm just like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, this is so good. And I'm so excited for more of you to have this in your homes and to use it as a tool on your spiritual path and as part of your spiritual practice. So, how to use this book. In the introduction there, it outlines how to work with it. You're going to do a meditation with the book to really allow your energy to get just infiltrated into the cells of the pages of this book. So you'll do that meditation, and then you're going to ask, what do I need to know? One of the questions I love to ask is, what do I need to know to fulfill my destiny today? So for me, it's incredibly important to me that I'm living my highest path, that I'm living the path of my destiny. That was a big part of my shift in 2015, realizing that it wasn't about money, it wasn't about success, it wasn't even about relationship. It was really about me being fully aligned to the path of my destiny. So you're going to use this book, and you're going to ask whatever question you want to ask. What I find is that the less specific the question is, the more right on the answer is, because Spirit knows what you need. So if you're like, is Johnny the love of my life? Don't do it. But you can say, what do I need to know about the love of my life? What do I need to know about the path of love? So you want to keep the question really open. Stay away from a yes or no question, and keep it really open so that they can bring the truth in for you. So you just close your eyes and you say, for me, I say, what do I need to know to fulfill my destiny today? Or if I'm in a challenging situation or experience, I'll say, what do I need to know right now? Tell me what I need to know. And it is like so dead on, it blows me away. So we're going to do this right now, and we're going to ask the JOGs to support us in giving a message that will resonate with all of us. So what do we all those watching this video, what do we all need to know right now so that we can live the path of our destiny? And so we come to the transmission of, you must allow what you desire in. So I'm actually going to read this transmission, and it's a long one, so that you can get a taste of the transmissions and the level of power and higher consciousness wisdom that is in these transmissions. And then I'll tell you a little bit about how you can get your hands on this, and also some really awesome support tools for you in your spirit-based and spirit-led life. Okay, so the answer to the question for all of you watching, what do you need to know about living your highest path and living the path of your destiny, is you must allow what you desire in. Hear this. Almost always when you are trying to make something happen, it simply cannot happen. Do you hear that? Do you understand what this means? What we are calling forth from you here is a way of holding and carrying energy that will allow you to experience that which you desire. And we want you to get this very, very clearly. When you want something so badly, when you are trying to make something happen, when you need this something to happen, it cannot and will not come to you. The very act of needing and wanting repels that thing that you want. We are asking of you kindly but firmly, to stop doing that to yourselves. Instead, what we are suggesting to you is this. Have the presence of who you really are with you so firmly held that the minute you find yourself pantingly, wantingly, demandingly wanting something, you stop what you're doing and you acknowledge, this energy, this vibration will not allow me to experience that which I am wanting. You may want to close your eyes right now. They just showed me this. So just close your eyes, allow yourself to take in this message and really feel the power of it. So we know you are asking, well, how am I supposed to manifest anything if I can't have anything I really, really want? And we are saying, no, you did not hear us correctly then. You can absolutely have everything you want, but when you are trying or efforting to make something happen, it cannot come to you. We're also clarifying here, and this is something we shared with Heather a few moons ago. You are not manifesting anything. You do not manifest anything. You co-create everything. So even if you are not aware or not conscious, everything that has manifested in your experience was a co-creative process because you have a team that is working with you, whether you know it or not. And you can disavow that team and ignore it and push it aside, but your team will do whatever it can to support you whenever it can. And when you consciously begin working with your team, when you are actively co-creating together, that is when the magic happens. That is when things flow to you. That is when life just keeps getting more and more and more of what you really truly desire, and will continue to do so for as long as you will allow it to. So let's say you want something, and we know you do, and you cannot help but want it. After all, you incarnated here in this lifetime because you had things you wanted to experience. You had a plan of sorts, a vibrational trajectory that was and is carrying you forward. So you didn't come here to stay inside all day and watch TV. No, you came here to live fully your purpose and experience the magnificence of every moment. And yes, we know there are occasionally those moments on TV. We are not saying TV is wrong, but we are saying that if that's all you're doing, you are missing so much of what is here for you. So to continue, let's say this thing that you want does not seem to be coming to you. All of you have something like this because you are not meant to experience everything you desire by now. Because you cannot. Because everything you desire continues to shift and change and expand and unfold in new and surprising ways. We did not want you to get bored after all. We are kidding here, for anyone who is bored is simply unconscious to the light within them and is simply avoiding the power of what is all around them and within them. So if it is not coming and you are trying to decide how to make it come, you are already off track. Here is what you do instead. You say to your spirit team very clearly, Heather does this with us all of the time, and it works so very beautifully. You know what I want, and you know that I want this thing. You know I desire it from a deep and powerful place. And if you do not desire it from a deep and powerful place, it's most likely not actually yours to have. So let it go as soon as you identify this truth. And I am now surrendering this thing to you, my guides and angels of the highest light. If it is divine will, and if it serves my highest good to have this thing, then please bring it to me with ease and grace. If it is simply not the divinely inspired perfect time for me to experience said thing, please send me a sign by tomorrow night at, name your time here, to let me know you hear me, you understand, and to let me know that it is en route to me. If it is not in my highest good to have this thing, please release my desire for it with ease and with grace. And so it is. Amen. And there you have it. You will then receive communication if this thing is part of your path and if you are open to receiving from us, which, if you are making this prayer, then you certainly are, that will let you know that this thing is en route to you. Oh, this is great. For example, Heather loves the radio. She loves it so much. We gave this to her early on. In fact, it has been with her since she was a teen. She wanted to go to Mount Hood Community College's radio broadcasting school program, but her religion would not allow her. She married a radio morning show host. She has been on the radio in so many different formats and ways, and she absolutely loves it. And so we have been giving this to her throughout her life in varying manners, and again, we are bringing it back around. She's been doing all sorts of interviews and just loving it. And she says to us, as we have been nudging her, maybe I should have my own show. This is actually not something she has ever considered before until now. And we of course know that this is in her destiny, that this will happen for her. And so it starts showing up in her dreams, opportunities flow to her, and recently an opportunity came in that felt like it might be it. And she really felt alignment in many ways, but not completely. And she asked our permission to investigate it more, and we gave her the yes, which gave her a lot of excitement because we hadn't given that before when she had asked. So now she is thinking, this is it. This is possibly the opportunity to allow me to expand in this way that I've been desiring since I was a teen, but didn't even really know or understand that I was desiring. And she investigates and talks with some people and does her research only to find, no, it was not the opportunity for her. and she was a little, or a lot, irritated with us. "Don't send me on wild goose chases," she said to us. And we said to her, "That opportunity coming in was the most closely matched to any opportunity that has come your way. And we gave you the all clear to move forward with it because we wanted you to feel the joy of that and the delight of it. And we also wanted you to see what made it not right for you. So then when it was the divine timing for this, you will know it so clearly there will not be one shred of doubt in your body, mind, and spirit." So sometimes, dear ones, you get the all clear and you are delighted and excited and you are like, this is it. And it is it, but not in the way you always think it is. You do this with relationships and jobs and all manners of opportunities. Relax. Everything that is coming to you for a reason. It is giving you information that will serve you very, very well. And some of the opportunities will last a lifetime and other opportunities will not, and both are perfectly okay. Now, Heather could have efforted, she could have tried to make this opportunity that came in work for her because she wants and desires this experience. But that would have put her down a road that she eventually would have had to bail on because it was not fully aligned with her highest good. And it would have been really bumpy and not the joyful experience that is really here for her. So just don't do that. Just wait it out for the full and complete alignment. It is so much better for you when you do. You feel so much better when you do. Your life is filled with joy after joy after joy when you do. And so it is. The JOGs. And so you feel the energy shift, right? Like now we're in this total alpha state, so you might feel a little sleepy. Often people just completely pass out when they hear the transmissions read, because I do in my programs, a lot of them are audios. But the power of this is that every single day you add this to your spiritual practice, or a few times a week, whatever works for you. And you ask your question and you read your transmission. I recommend reading it out loud, especially if you're in like a tense state. What I found is when I speak the words, it just totally soothes me. Like I could just go into meditation right now. Like they just put us in this whole other realm of energy that allows us to relax and soften, which allows our truth to flow to us. So I'm so thrilled for this book to be out, this book that I never intended to write. That story that they shared about the radio is such an example of living in the magic because I really wanted it. The opportunity came, it was close but not quite right, and I could feel that, and I was frustrated at them for giving me the green light as they shared. And then I'd finished meditating, what was a few weeks ago, and literally the way to have my internet radio show popped in. And if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see it there. And the minute it popped in, I felt the rightness of it, I felt the alignment of it. Nothing could have stopped me. I immediately recorded my first show and started doing it. It just like happened so fast. And that's this life of magic that we get to live in, where we really are working with our non-physical team, and like it's incredible what happens. And there's like, I have a million more stories like that, and I have a new story that I'm just like so dying to share with you, but we'll get to that at another time. So A Life of Magic, we are doing a special in honor of this launch. So from March 8th to April 8th, when you purchase A Life of Magic, you will receive a host of awesome spirit-led support. You'll get a spirit numbers and their meanings card so that you can use that when you see license plates and times on the clock to know the messages that your spirit team is giving to you and your higher self is bringing in. We've got a brand new inspirational poster filled with quotes from the JOGs that's just so beautiful and awesome. I can't wait for you to see it. You'll also receive my Soul Living Meditations album. We've updated that because it in the past had a 2015 meditation, so we've added another meditation. You get 7 meditations, one of which the JOGs make an appearance. Like they couldn't help themselves, they had to be a part of that. You'll also receive my energetic toolkit, which I swear by makes all the difference for your health in every way. And then when you receive the book and you write a review on it, you are entered to win a $100 Amazon.com gift card. So we are just going to be giving you so much love and spirit-led support and goodness for supporting this amazingness being out in the world and in your life. So I can't wait to hear your stories about how this book saves your life like it saved mine. Like literally, I am a different person because of the transmissions that are contained within this book. And my beta readers who are actively using this are having the same experience. And I am so thrilled that they've brought these transmissions through, that you get to have this experience of returning to who you really are, of living the life that you came here to live, a life of magic. Like, we get to do this. We really, really do. And I want to honor you for that. So get on over to Amazon.com, get your copy, forward us the receipt. We'll send you all of your spirit-led magic goodness. Enter to win the $100 gift card, which we will be giving away on April 8th. And I am just so excited to hear from you. So thank you for being part of this magic, and welcome to the saving and transforming of your life right here. Okay, so much love to you. Thank you for being on this ride with me. So great, right? So great. Mwah. Much love.